France, two-time winners, Portugal, one-time winners. Either of the teams, if they go past this stage, they have the potential to go to the final. But only one of them can continue. Hello, welcome to Senior's Last Word. It's the quarterfinals of Euro 2024, and I'm here to give you the teams that I think will go to the semi-finals, and I'm talking France, Portugal. Goodness me, you've got to hear what I'm going to give you on these two teams, because the last time, or the only time that Portugal has won the Euros is 2016, and guess who their opponent in the final was? It was France. And then again, the last time France won the Euros, it was 2000. Who were the opponents that they had to go past before getting to the final and eventually win it? It was Portugal. And where was that? It was, I think, in the quarter final. So we have two teams that have beef, if you want to use our day-to-day language. But they have a tradition of going at each other and bring out their best when they face each other. Obviously, in 2016, when Portugal eventually won, Ronaldo Cristiano was at his very best. He was top scorer in that tournament, joint top scorer with 5 goals. He played a huge part, even though he missed out, I think, on the final. But his performance throughout, really, he was the talisman. He led the team so far away. France, in 2000, that's perhaps one of the greatest French teams that we've had in their history. They had the quality, they had panache, they had everything you need to win a tournament. Do we have the same scenario this time around? Because at 2020, France were only good enough for the last round of 16. Portugal, obviously, you know, as well, they were not good enough to go all the way. So finally, they have a chance to now show us how much football has changed in the last couple of years. Significant for Portugal because Ronaldo is not at his best. In my view, Portugal will win a tournament when Ronaldo at his best. No matter how much Ronaldo has tried at this tournament, he can't beat age. He can't beat his physical conditioning. He can't. Those legs are gone. Can Portugal, without Ronaldo, use the other players who, like Bruno Fernandes, like Bernardo Silva, for example, can they help Portugal to go on and win it? What about France? Mbappe, a single goal, not in open play, a penalty, and to me, by his standards, he's having a poor tournament. It is him and who? Antoine Griezmann, who with 34 goals is second highest scorer for France in terms of history. And Griezmann's goals, just like Mbappe's goals, in recent international tournaments, the World Cup and the Euros, they're the two players who have been making the difference or deciding how far France have gone. Thus far, none of them, or not their combination, it hasn't helped to get them to win the Euros. So how is it going to be this time? Let's look at the teams. France, two-time winners, Portugal, one-time winners. Either of the teams, if they go past this stage, they have the potential to go to the final. But only one of them can continue. France, for me, on paper, are best placed to win this engagement. Not least because across the field, from goal, defense, midfield and attack, they have so much experience of playing for France in the big tournaments, of playing outside France for the clubs they play for in the Champions League and winning things. Too much that they have in there. Chouameni, for example, Camavinga, as an example, Mendy, 3 players who are right now winners of the Champions League currently. But we have players who have won the World Cup, remember. Pavard, who plays for Inter Milan, is a World Cup winner, just like others. Upamecano, who plays for Barcelona, hasn't won much, but he has won leagues and is very, very strong in there. Dembele, as well, playing for Barcelona, not yet fulfilling. We are still waiting for the full potential. Not yet. But Rabiot, when he plays for France, Rabiot and Hernandez at left fullback, we know that France is very strong on the left side, because on the left side, they can play Hernandez, who plays the left back. We have Rabiot, who plays holding midfield. We have Mbappe, who always gets inclined on that side. And of course, Griezmann, who loves to join in and form that deadly attack on the left as they fly. So that's their deadly side. But when you look at the other side, there is danger as well, because Pavard, Dembele, if he plays, they are quite something. And of course, N'Golo Kante, of course, the best holding midfielder or defensive midfielder at the tournament. This French team so far hasn't been really exciting. They've not played exciting football. They've just been effective when they have to. They've hardly scored goals, honestly speaking. This French team to score just 2 goals in the group stage, that doesn't look like the France of old. But then again, they have pedigree. They have winners in there. You think at this tournament, with all the experience and all their pedigree, they're just there to win games and progress. I think the mentality is to win, not to play football. Can they win? Yes, they can. Portugal, what do they have? The manner of their victory in the round of 16 was quite spectacular because it was all about the superstardom of the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. The 3 saves were really world-class saves. You think when you have a goalkeeper in tournaments like this, that's a starting point. Because who knows, the game can go to extra time and he will come into play to help you again. But they have Ruben Diaz. They have Ruben Diaz. And that guy, alongside Pepe, that centre-back, I think is probably the most solid if you combine the centre-backs. But then again, you have Cancelo at the left. Cancelo, remember, can always join in to add to the midfield of Hernandez, of Vitinha, and Silva. When they are like that, they can possess, because they're the best possessing team at Euros, by the way, Portugal. When they possess the ball, all they've got left is to wait for that 1, 2, 3 chances for their strikers to create. My question, though, and the problem I have is, Ronaldo is not that aggressive. In the right moments, can he be there in time? I have also had a question on whether Lea, the AC Milan striker, should play ahead of Diogo Jota. If they get that right, I think they can do this. I think if they bring the right team to start, if they can turn their possession, and it's very good possession, into chances and then into goals, they have the threat. Where is the threat of Portugal? It's in midfield. Cancelo, Bruno Fernandes, who scores goals and creates. Not yet starring at the tournament, but he always has that potential and that knife for that pass. Bernardo Silva, if he can bust through and he starts being the Bernardo of Man City, because he's dangerous when he's with the ball. I think their midfield is strong, and of course Ronaldo, he can get that one chance. He can make that single run. He can get a free kick. He can have that eye to make that run and get behind the defender. Or a header if it's a corner. So Portugal possess the danger. But is it enough to dump France out of Euro 2024? Personally, I think, going by the form book, neither team is playing to their best. But when you look at the potential and what they have in the team, who to win and progress, I personally think it's the right time for France to suddenly burst and show us what they can do. The speed of Mbappe, the craft of Griezmann, the speed and skill set of Dembele if he plays. But then again, Portugal, they still have Joao Felix. Will he play? They have Bernardo Silva if he comes good. If they can combine that, go out and play, we are going to have an exciting game. In the end, one of them must say. So who do I think will progress? Like I said, nothing much to choose between the two because of their current way of playing, but someone has to continue. So what is my prediction? Portugal, France. I think France will be in the semi-final. I'll be back to tell you all about the other matchups in the quarter-final. But for now, it's Aldrin Suga, and this is my last word on Portugal and France.